good time. But on a completely different topic, Andrew's got a story time. I don't think we've done this before, but story time episode, Andrew tells me something that's going to have us all riveting on the edge of our seats.
Oh man, you're setting me up.
I'm setting you up.
Here. Yeah, I just have kind of like a rant / story that I'm sure a lot of people have. It has to do with my cable company. So it's very relatable to a lot of people out there, I think.
Who's your cable company?
Comcast Xfinity, which again, like I know Comcast is just kind of the meme of being terrible. I've luckily never had to deal with it. I think all the stuff I've ever paid for was either Optimum or Fios, which, you know, have all their own.
That's actually the trio that I've had. I started with Comcast, and then I went to college and had Optimum, and now I have Fios.
I do have to say I miss Fios already.
Okay.
You're new to Fios, right?
Yeah.
800,
850 down, 470 up.
That's the thing, man. I was always getting like really good upload speeds too. It doesn't matter for me quite as much, but Xfinity, I'm paying for 1200 down, but it caps at 35 up, which just feels like such a giant
1200 down.
Yeah.
35 up. Wow. Okay.
But so anyways, like in terms of all that, my internet's been totally fine. I get great speeds, not 1200, but close or good enough, you know, stuff I'm happy with. Now, when it comes to my cable, I've been having quite a few issues. Some of them not exactly Xfinity's fault. They took away a channel called MSG, which around here in the tri-state area means you're losing 4 sports teams. Devils, Rangers, Islanders, and Knicks, which the Knicks are like one of the biggest basketball markets in the country. Yeah. It's insane to me that this many people can have a cable company and not get to watch the Knicks and still getting charged the full like $20 a month for local sports fees. But that's not quite what my story's about. So I've been getting really into this show called Yellowstone, which I highly, highly recommend. The 4th season just came out. Claire and I watched all 3 seasons leading up to this just to get ready for the 4th season. So it comes out on Sunday. We're busy Sunday. Can't watch it live. We just decided, we can watch on demand because like every cable company now has on demand. So when you miss a show, it's just available very shortly after.
Yeah.
Monday night rolls around. Get home. Super, super excited to watch Yellowstone. We didn't make any plans. Turn it on. And it starts playing in this awful quality. And I mean like 480p, like MacBook webcam quality. I mean, the Paramount symbol on the side, you couldn't even read what it said. That's how bad this is.
Oh boy.
And I'm just at first thinking it feels like it's not buffering correctly. Like if I just play this for a little, but also like season 3 ended on a crazy cliffhanger. So I don't want to watch too much into this show at this quality.
Yeah. Sometimes when you start a show on Netflix or a streaming service and your internet's like being like under high load or something, it'll look like garbage for like 15 seconds and then it'll sharpen up slowly until you're good.
So I played like the first 3 minutes, which was the full recap of the previous and then like the intro.
I just want to distract you super hard.
By the way, we're about to hit 15 million on the channel.
Totally out of this is nothing to do with the story.
That's fine.
I'm distracted by the lives. I have the live counter.
We're 2 away. It's going to hit any second.
14 mil.
9999. There 50. It is.
All right. There we go.
Good timing. Great timing.
So anyway,
15 mil.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, back to the story.
Thanks everyone. Hey.
Oh, we have the sounds loaded.
I just want to interesting tidbit. I started at the studio at 4.5 million. One of the like first things I feel like I kind of helped doing is we set up a live stream for the 5 million.
Wow.
So I've been here. It makes it feel like I'm way more important than I actually am. But I've been here for 10 million subscribers. That feels kind of cool. All right, back to the story. Play it for the first 3 minutes. Quality's not getting any better. And I'm just like very upset because you and I'm sure most of the people listening here, like I refuse to watch that at that quality.
If a video is available in HD, it better be at least 720p.
I want to show you, and we can put this picture up on the screen, but I took a picture on my phone of how bad this looked.
Yeah, how bad is it?
And the fact that you can tell how bad it is on a phone is pretty impressive because like a phone already.
It's got this like weird...
like look at...
Like interlacing?
Look at... That's supposed Paramount Pictures.
That's like
can't see anything.
Not only is it low resolution, but it looks like weirdly interlaced.
Look at his face. It's the most pixelated garbage I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
and this
bad.
is a this is not a low budget show. I think they're spending about $5 million an episode.
Like previous seasons look sharp.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderfully shot. Again, great show.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that and decide to call up Comcast Xfinity customer support. Go through all the everything nowadays has all these automations that are impossible to get through. Go through it. It tells me it wants to restart my cable box. I say no. So it says, thanks, we'll restart your cable box, and then hangs up the phone. Great. Finally get to customer support. Tell them what's going on. We troubleshoot a couple things. Everything was updated on my cable box. Everything looked good on his end. He told me to watch a couple other shows on demand. Everything looked great. Previous season looked great. He asked me what show it is. He goes to look at it, and I kid you not, his response to me was, so I just pulled it up on my TV, and it looks like I'm having the same thing. I can't even read the text that's on it. And then he tells me, this must just be how it's shot. And I said, what? And he's like, they must have shot this on standard definition cameras. And I just started laughing. I just couldn't believe that he tried to tell me.
He probably thinks that it's that, but his logic makes sense. But I would guess, if I was in his position, that this is accidentally how it was saved. Like it was shot and broadcast in high resolution live, and the on-demand version got nuked somehow.
My theory would have been that they just like don't feel like either there's a big impact on it and they don't want the server load or whatever, and they're putting it in a lower quality. But of course he's not going to say that. He's not going to tell me that, hey, I'm giving you absolute garbage quality.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like laughed, explained to him that that's totally not the case, because the 3 seasons previous look great, and they're clearly not going to switch to a laptop webcam to film
budget cuts this year.
New season. Yeah.
Supply chain couldn't get the cameras in.
Yeah. So I went on a long thing with him trying to figure stuff out. It wasn't very helpful, but I also I totally understand that level 1 tech support on most of these get super limited knowledge, and they're not allowed to do much. So I tried to escalate it. Pretty sure he then just told me someone would call me back, and no one ever called me back. That didn't happen. So pretty much, I think just the cherry on the top here is the next morning. Still haven't figured out what happens this next morning, and still no call. But I get a text message that says, "Hey, this is Xfinity. We're thinking about the customer service call you had. If you were, could you please rate whether you would like to recommend us to your family and friends? Press 0 for not very likely, or press 10 for very likely. Press 0." Nothing happened. And I get a text message back that says, we're not able to handle your request, and then a link for it. So it's just at no part did anyone actually help figure anything out. I wound up talking to someone else. They actually, on a Twitter DM, recommended the same thing, saying, or not recommended, told me this is how it's supposed to look. Clearly not the case, but just through this whole process, I'm sure many people have had this before. No part felt like they were actually trying to help me. Felt like they were trying to get me off the phone as fast as possible and just not deal with it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of, everyone's had various levels of unhelpful customer support. I wonder if it is literally them just going, you know what? We have so much bandwidth happening right now. Remember when YouTube had such high bandwidth that for a while they started to default HD videos to 480p.
Yeah.
That was a real issue because there were that many people on YouTube because of the pandemic. I wonder if they just made the call. They're you know what? On-demand viewers aren't really the highest priority. We're just going to lower this all to 360p and just deal with a couple extra calls and whatever, and we can take that bandwidth off our shoulders.
I think that's the thing, and it just made me mad that they... Obviously, some guy in customer support's not going to take the blame for it, not going to admit that Xfinity is the one serving me stuff, because paying a lot for that. It's not cheap, and now I'm missing out the sports teams I want to watch, and the show that I really want to watch is to what I think is unwatchable quality. But I think the majority of people would just watch it at that quality and never really complain about it. But it was more so I just thought it was very, very funny that somebody told me they filmed it on a standard def camera.
Yeah, they probably just shot it with a webcam.
Yeah,
I think the Surface Duo's got a pretty good camera.
I think the Surface Duo may have looked better.
Looks
than that
fine
quality.
to me. Thanks for watching that clip on the Waveform Clips channel. If you're watching the main full episode, you'll know that we hit 15 million subscribers on the main channel. Now it's time to hit 15 million on the Waveform Clips channel.
Yeah, y'all are way behind. Start hitting that quick.
But we're on our way, thanks to you. So if you're watching this and you haven't already subbed, hit the big red button, and we'll see you guys here.